This is the part of the free series that we are giving for IIT, JEE, NEET, CBSE, and today we are starting with vectors. Okay, so whatever doubt you have, you can just text me or you can write me on the comments on this video. Okay, so what are vectors? So what are vectors? What are scalars? There are also something called tensors. We will not go into that because that is not required. It is not into IIT, JEE syllabus. तो vectors क्या हैं? ठीक, तो वेक्टर्स देखो वो है एनीथिंग विच हैज डायरेक्शन एंड मैग्नीट्यूड आर कॉल्ड वेक्टर्स, और स्केलर्स क्या है विच हैव मैग्नीट्यूड. फॉर एग्जांपल, you go to a shop and you say please give me 2 kg sugar, right? You do not say please give me 2 kg sugar in north direction, है ना? You do not say like this. However, if you define a force, there is a particular direction associated with it. You say 2 Newton force in this direction or 2 Newton force in this direction, right? So force is a vector quantity, however mass is a scalar quantity. So we will write this. So we have vectors and we have scalars. So we will cover everything for IIT, JEE, NEET, CBSE. Whatever you want to ask, you can very openly ask. So if you attend this lecture, I don't think there will be any problem in whatever. मतलब you solve any type of question, you will not face any problem. Okay, so vectors are something which have magnitude plus direction, and scalars have magnitude. So as I said, if I define a force, I have to say that 2 Newton force in this direction. Otherwise, this is an incomplete definition. How much force in which direction you have to specify. So vectors में पहला example is force, और इसमें the first example you can give is mass. We say 2 kg sugar. We do not say 2 kg sugar in north direction or 2 kg sugar in south direction. है ना? A shopkeeper will say that you are high on something, right? If you say something like this. So this is something, okay? So how do you represent a vector? A vector. This is the representation. If you write 2a vector, it will be like this. 2a vector minus a vector. Right? So force is a vector quantity. You need to define both. Similarly, we can have speed as scalar. So we say 50 meter per second. We have not specified any direction. 50 meter per second, it can be in any direction, right? So 50 meter per second. However, if we say velocity, it is a vector quantity. So we say 50 meter per second in north direction or 50 meter per second in east direction. So that is velocity. Okay, so it has some direction. So what other quantities we have? Like time is a scalar quantity. Okay, so time is a scalar quantity, and distance is scalar quantity. So we say 50 kilometer we have traveled in the whole day. It can be in any direction, right? So 50 kilometer, that is distance. However, if we take 2 points and we say we went like this, however, this is the shortest distance between the 2 points which has a particular direction. This is displacement. So displacement is a vector quantity, right? So you have to get the gist of it. Physics is mainly about imagination. Physics is all around you, right? Physics, if you, there is nothing out of physics. You take car, it is totally full of physics. Technology is the application of sciences, right? So if you take your specs, this is also physics. This is optics. I'm writing, and the ink is getting on this. There are so many forces involved, friction and all. All this is physics. So you are surrounded by physics. You have to keep your imagination high to grow in physics. Physics is more about imagination, right? So displacement is a vector quantity. What else we can write? So velocity we have written. If we say energy, so if we say kinetic energy, half mv square. So energy doesn't have any direction. Energy is energy. So you say I ate food and I have so much of energy. You don't say I ate food, I have so much energy in north direction. You don't say like this, right? So energy, it can be anything. Kinetic energy, potential energy or whatsoever, heat energy, sound energy, all these energies are scalar quantity. They do not have any direction. It is a magnitude. Okay. And in vectors, what we can take, acceleration is vector. Acha, what acceleration is? Acceleration is rate of change of velocity. You're traveling with some velocity, and what you do, you put on your accelerator, your leg on accelerator of the vehicle, and the velocity increases, right? So if you are traveling on a scooty, you rotate the handle, and your scooty accelerates. So rate of change of velocity, it has a particular direction. It is vector quantity. Okay. So weight is also a vector. Weight is m into g. So weight has a particular direction. So this thing, it has a weight. Weight is downward. Mass is different. Mass is just m. But this is m into g. Okay, so it has a particular direction. So what we are considering, magnitude plus direction. Here we are considering only magnitude. Okay. And what else we can give? Momentum. Momentum, p vector, it is a vector quantity. Alright. Electric field, magnetic field, a lot of things can be here also. So these are what vectors and scalars are. So till 10th class, what you study is mainly scalars, mainly. Okay. So what you do, 2 plus 2 is 4. But here you cannot simply add 2 plus 2 as 4 in vectors. It can be 0. It can be 0. It can be any other thing between 0 and 4. So if I take this, I apply 2 Newton force and 2 Newton force, so net force is 0. So direction matters, right? You cannot add 2 plus 2 to simply give 4. So this is the thing what we have to first study in vectors. We have to see first of all what vectors are and how they are added. You cannot add 2 plus 2 to give 4. It can very well give 0 depending upon the direction. Okay. So 2, if I apply, so see, if I apply 2 Newton force in this direction and 2 Newton force in this direction, so 2 forces applied on it, and where will it go? It will go in the diagonal direction, right? So 2 Newton is here, 2 Newton is here, it will go in between. So parallelogram law is the law which defines the addition of vectors. I am just rubbing this. These are what vectors and scalars are. This is the difference. Now we will study parallelogram law. So parallelogram law of vector addition. So we have understood the importance. We have understood the importance that why 2 plus 2 cannot always be 4. If we change the direction of 2 and 2, it becomes 0. So this is the law which defines how two vectors are added. Suppose there is a ball and two forces are acting on it, A vector and B vector. Suppose, okay. So we know this ball will go somewhere in between, right? What parallelogram law states is you have to draw a parallelogram and the diagonal of this parallelogram will become the resultant. Okay, so this is the parallelogram law. A and B will add up to give R. The length of R will be the sum. Okay, so 2 and 2 will combine to give this, whatever is the length. 2 was this, 2 was this. It can be 2 or 4, 2 or 10, whatever. Okay, so let us take this angle to be theta. We know in this quotient the magnitude of B vector. B vector magnitude, this is the symbol, how much it is. We also know A vector magnitude, we also know theta, the angle between A and B. Okay. Now what we have to find is how much is the resultant and what is the direction. Because resultant is a vector, so we have to specify the magnitude and direction, right? So this is our problem statement now. Okay. So I don't think you have any doubt till now. It was very basic what vectors and scalars are and why there is a need to define something to add them. And this is the definition. Now what we will do is we will draw a perpendicular here. We will draw perpendicular. Okay. Now this is B, so this will also be B, right? because it is a parallelogram. Let us take this to be P and this to be small b. Let us take for some time, okay? And this angle will be theta because this is also theta, corresponding angles. Here we can write sin theta as P upon capital B and cos theta as B upon capital B. We can do this. Let us take this triangle and we apply the Pythagoras theorem. What do we find? R square is equal to P square plus A plus B square. Very simple, it is very simple, and this derivation, it is used everywhere in whole 11th, 12th, everywhere, because you study vectors everywhere, electric field, magnetic field, everything is a vector. And this derivation as it is will at least once comes in school, okay, generally for 4-5 numbers. So this derivation as it is, you just have to explain what I am doing, what I am speaking, you have to just write down in English, and that's it. You have to do all the mathematics and the answer will come. So we have applied the Pythagoras theorem and we will write P, and P will become B sin theta. A plus small b will become B cos theta. So let us open this. It will become A square. B square sin square plus B square cos square will combine to give B square plus 2AB cos theta, right? So from here we will find R vector is equal to under root A square plus B square 2AB cos theta. This is the formula, very important formula. So let us see, we know A and AB and theta. We already knew this. We already knew 2 and 2 are combining at say 60° angle. What we need to find was R vector, and what we need to find is alpha. So let us also see what tan alpha is. So tan alpha is P upon A plus B, right? P upon A plus B. So what P is B sin theta upon A plus what small b is B cos theta. So this becomes another formula. We have found alpha also. So AB and theta we knew, and we have found out R and alpha. So this is how you add two vectors. You cannot simply say 2 plus 2, it will give 4. Obviously general people who do not know this will call you fool. Then obviously 2 plus 2 is 4, right? But it is not the case. 2 plus 2 is not always 4. 2 and 2 will combine to give something called R, which depends on theta, and this will be the direction. As you see, this direction has come between A and R. Okay, so whatever in the question it must be mentioned, find the direction of resultant with this vector. So whatever is this vector, you have to consider it as A. You have to consider it as A. Okay, because the alpha has come between A and R. See, so this is what you have to remember. Very important derivation, very important formula. You have to use it everywhere in 11th, 12th. Okay, in IIT JEE, NEET and CBSE preparations. And once you do it with your hand 2-3 times, it will be like very easy. You will find it very easy. Okay, so I am just rubbing this. These are the points to note. So they have to write down these formulas. You have to write the whole derivation. You have to remember these formulas, and you have to remember that alpha is between A and R. Okay, so I am just rubbing it. So let us do some questions on these. Okay, so the first question is a very simple question. So let us have two vectors 6 and 6, and the angle between them is 60°. We have to find the resultant and the direction. Okay, so this is the question. So let us apply the formula directly. Under root A square B square 2AB cos theta, cos 60 is 1/2. You have to remember the values. These values you have to remember. Okay, so very important. So it is 36 plus 2 is cancelled, 36. So what comes out is 36 into 3, so 6 root 3, whatever, if it is Newton, so it is Newton. If it is meter per second, it is meter per second. So whatever vectors you are adding, it may be velocity, it may be force or momentum, whatever, right? So this is the resultant. So 6 and 6 are combining to be 6 root 3. Okay. So 6 and 6, what maximum they can give? 12. If they are added in the same direction. And if we add them in the opposite direction, they will come out to be 0. So it can be anything between 0 and 12. And this is the answer for this. So let us also find out tan alpha. It will be, let us consider it as A and B because both are same. So it doesn't matter. So let us apply the formula B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta, 6 root 3 by 2, 6 plus 6 by 2. So how much it is? 3 root 3 by what? 9. 1 by root 3. So alpha is 30 degree. So this is the direction of resultant. So 6 and 6 were at 60 degree and the resultant came out to be how much? 6 root 3 at 30 degree. So this is the complete problem statement. Very simple. And just imagine the things. The answer was supposed to come like this, 30 degree. It was supposed to come like, because both are same. Why will the resultant go in this direction more or that direction more? Both are same, right? So if this is more, this is so less, so obviously resultant will go more in this direction. This angle will be smaller. But if both are same, if one ball is being pulled by two persons of same magnitude, so ball will go exactly in the middle. Ball, because both are same, right? So resultant will be more in the direction of what is greater, what is bigger. So resultant would have been in that direction, but it had to come 30 degree and has come 30 degree. Okay. So I don't think there is any problem in this, and a very simple problem. I just applied the formula. So let us move ahead. I hope you have written this. I'm deleting this. Okay. Yeah. So let us take another example. So let us take two forces, 4 Newton and 3 Newton, and the resultant is in the first case 7, second case 5, and third case 1. We have to find the angle between them. We have to find theta. Okay, so opposite type of motion. So okay, so resultant is given. We have to find the theta. So what we do, we apply the same formula. Let us take the first case. 7 is equal to under root a square plus b square 2ab cos theta. 49, 16, 9, 24 cos theta. Okay, 25. So it will give 24 cos theta. So cos theta is equal to 1. Theta is equal to 0 degree. Right? Cos 0 is 1. So this is the first case. Okay. So answer is 0 degree. 0 degree. So I am just erasing this. So let us take the second case. If resultant is 5, it is under root a square b square 2ab cos theta. 25 is equal to 25 and plus 24 cos theta. Right? Cos theta comes out to be 0. Theta comes out to 90 degree in the second case. So let us take the third case. I am erasing this. So for third case, 1 is equal to under root. Again a square b square 2ab cos theta. 1 is equal to 25 plus 24 cos theta. Cos theta comes out to be minus 1. right? And theta will be 180 degree. Cos 180 is -1. So this is the answer. So if 4 and 3 are combined at 0 degree, they will give 7. If they are combined at 90 degree, gives 5. And 180 degree gives 1. And this is so practical. You can do this, but without solving the question also, you could have to, just spoken about the answer. That 4 and 3, if they are combined in the same direction, they will obviously add up to give 7. Right? 0 degree. And 4 and 3, if they are combined perpendicularly, then the diagonal will come out to be 5. A square plus b square under root, right? And 4 and 3, if they are combined at 180 degree, so they cancel out. 4 and 3, 1 is remaining. 1 is what remains. So this is how you do it, right? Very simple. So these are the basic things that we have done today. There are more examples like this. You can solve HC Verma for this, and we will consider new problem statements and new things on vectors in the next class. This is a very basic class, very basic class, but it is very important. But without this, you cannot do anything in 11th and 12th. 11th, 12th, 12th pass for ITG NEET preparations, CBSE preparations. And so let me just remind the things. I have just told that what vectors and scalars are. Vectors are something which have magnitude plus direction. Scalars are something which have magnitude. And for vectors, we need special law for their addition, and that was the parallelogram law. And for that, we have just done 2 questions. And you can do more questions on HC Verma. And for NEET students, you can go for MTG NEET guidebook. It is a very good book, and you can also go for SL back questions. You can also go for that. And obviously MTG 30 years and Arihant 40 years for ITJ. These are the must-do books of the past year ITJ and past year NEET questions. Okay. So I will meet you in the next class for more theory and questions on vectors. Okay. Thank you so much.